Shalom again, Kingdom family. This is Joanna here to speak to you about the truth in love once more. So the title for today's lesson, lesson 25, is Conclusion of the Matter. Now I'm going to just do a recap as I usually do for the previous lesson, which was titled Secure Your Salvation. Now, one of the key things I wanted to remind us of, my dear fellow brothers and sisters, is that our salvation is our reward, and we also have to work it out. We saw that in the previous lesson, our salvation is something to be worked out, and we also saw what the works really are referring to. Alright, so the works are simply honoring and obeying God's command as the scripture tells us. So this is just a reminder for us to work out our own salvation, and I encourage each and every one of you to do so. So as we jump into today's lesson, which is titled Conclusion of the Matter, I want to get into some scriptures, because let the scriptures speak to our hearts today and really point us in the direction that we need to go, because be mindful it is line upon line and precept upon precept. So I'll first begin by reading from Exodus chapter 20 verse 3 to 17, because it's all about coming down to the conclusion of the matter, which we will get down to today. So it says in verse 3, Exodus chapter 20 verse 3 says, "You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself any carved image or any likeness of anything in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them. For I, Jehovah, your Elohim, am a jealous Elohim, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands of those who love me and keep my commandments." Continuing in verse 7 says, "You shall not take the name of Jehovah your Elohim in vain, for Jehovah will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of Jehovah your Elohim. In it you shall not do any work, you, nor your sons, nor your daughter, nor your male servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days Jehovah made the heavens, the earth, the sea, and all that is in them. And he rested the seventh day. Therefore Jehovah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor your father and mother, that your days may be long in the land which Jehovah your Elohim is giving you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against your neighbor, you shall not covet your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his male servant, nor his female servant, nor his ox, nor his donkey, nor anything that is your neighbor's." Now, why am I going through the 10 commandments? Because it is indeed a reminder, just as it says, for those who keep his commandments, he will show mercy unto them. Now, I'm also going to read from the book of Daniel, but I'm going to just pinpoint a very key verse right here, because we need to understand. But I'm encouraging you to read Daniel chapter 7, the entire chapter, to get the context. I am only picking out one verse. So I'm going to read from verse 25, which says, "He shall speak pompous words against the Most High. He shall persecute the saints of the Most High and intend to change times and laws." The reason why I'm identifying this particular scripture, my dear brothers and sisters, because I want to remind you, just as I showed in the previous lessons, we have been deceived, and the deceiver is trying to change times and laws. One such thing we have to be mindful of. He's trying to change the laws of Jehovah. So let us continue reading in Revelation now, chapter 22, verse 14 to 15. And it says, "Blessed are they who do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates in the city." So we see that in Revelation, the very last book, is also reminding us that we are blessed when we keep his commandments. Okay, I'm going to read verse 15 now. "For without the gates are dogs and sorcerers and warmongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie." And just as we read in book of Exodus, the 10 commandments, we are seeing all these that are outside of the kingdom are those who, of course, are not walking in his commandments. That is very clear. Now, I just want to say this now. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 13 to 14 tells us this. Let us hear the conclusion of the matter. In fact, of the whole matter, in fact. And it says, fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. It is very plain, it is very clear. And it then says in verse 14, for God shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. So my dear brothers and sisters, I'm just reminding us, YAH'S commandments are still relevant. It is not done away with. We see from Genesis to Revelation and everything else in between continues to express the need for us to honor his laws and commands. It is very clear. It is very plain. And because we are doing weekly lessons, I am going to give everyone homework to do. So, because you all are engaging in the lessons, you can't expect to not get homework, right? So your homework for this week, and I'm going to pick it up, I don't know how, but I'm picking it up. I want you all to read Psalms chapter 78, Psalms chapter 119, as well as Revelation chapter 22, verse 14 to 15. I would like for you all to do the homework and read this. I will post the Psalms or the homework in fact. And I just want to encourage you, my dear brothers and sisters, let no man deceive you. YAH'S laws are still relevant, and continue to honor him, to obey him, and trust me, all will be well with your soul. And I thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Shalom.